Welcome to Your Life in Film. I'm your host, Ted Bennett. Joining me this week, Sam Pooley Stride. Sam is an artist, curator, and founder of Swan Hill Studios, a not-for-profit gallery and studio in Shrewsbury. I had a lovely time talking to Sam. She has some great views on film, and there's also some great choice in film. I hope you enjoy it. I think there are some things in there that I was meant to cut out, but I don't think they're that bad. Anyway, hope you enjoy.
I'm laughing because my iCloud notes, it says TED Talk Friday.
You're doing a TED Talk?
I'm doing a TED Talk. How cute is that? And obviously, I can't just give you one of things. No. Because I realised I'm 51 this year. Or 52. I don't know how old I am. I'm something like that. That's a lot of filmage.
That is a lot of filmage.
It's mean to ask someone...
Hey, two-parter.
Yeah, well, no. Come on. Right, okay. What I was going to say to you, I really want to thank you because I realised that I've been such a big film lover all my life. Yeah. And I'd actually got out of the discipline because I've got lots of kids and we have a big ritual. I probably watch a movie a day with my kids. Good. But... and we get into bed and I watch it in the evening with them. And, I've been doing that for the last 10 years, really. But they are all kids' movies. Sure. Or a nuance of kids' movies. Kid-friendly. Kid-friendly. And I realise, and quite often they're repeated. They do love to repeat the film.
Oh, I went over to a friend's house and he was watching Beauty and the Beast or something. And I was like, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast for ages. And he went, really? Because I've watched it 10 fucking times this week. Yeah. And I was like...
amazing. It's amazing. I do remember that. Daisy was obsessed with Beauty and the Beast on a laser disc. And lovely. You used to have to turn it over. Oh, I didn't have to. My God, my laser disc player. My laser disc player swept it for me. No, this was 96, and she would get up. Yeah. She was about 3 years old, and she'd push the button and she'd turn it over. But she literally was obsessed with that as a toddler. You're having a laser disc. That's literally, I've just gone into time loop.
Having a laser disc feels like that's a very telling about how much you were into film.
Yeah.
Because nobody bought laser discs unless you were into film.
I mean, I can't say I also had a Betamax. I didn't have
I never had a Betamax.
I have a friend who had a Betamax, and that for me was the ultimate film.
I looked about getting one recently, but money. They're all the money.
But I want to thank you because it made me... So we talked about doing this in September last year, I think. It has made me go back and really think about my filmage. Excellent. And it's been the best journey. And there's been a couple of films that I've watched. So what I'm doing now is I think we're so TV focused these days because of the quality. Yeah. And I think we're so invested in that kind of 6 hours of telly that we can do that kind of marathon thing, and it's so spoiled, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Old days where you'd have to wait a week.
Oh, I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah, so I think I've been so TV focused for the last few years, and this last 8 weeks since Christmas and leading up to it, wrapping presents and watching a movie, and I've done so much of that, and I want to thank you because it's absolutely because of this.
Enjoy. Yeah. That's wonderful. I love that. I really do. I also really like that there's that feeling of you're watching TV and you're like, well, I'm not watching a film. And it's like you're consuming a wonderful story. So that's what it should be. But I'm the same. If I watch TV, I'm like, I could be watching films right now, but I'm watching TV.
They are a different discipline.
They really are. And I'm going back and rewatching.
It's also the choice of films.
Yeah.
Which has been really interesting. So I've got a massive film list now. That's what you've made me do.
Have you got a letterbox?
I've got a letterbox and it's
I'll follow
huge. You. Well, I haven't actually done it.
You should do it.
It's just on my notes. It's not actually letterbox, but it is a massive film list and I am ticking them off. And Excellent. It feels like another discipline. It's a really lovely, it's a bit of an homage.
A friend of mine said, if your biggest worry at the end of the day is what film are you going to watch, you live in a pretty good life. Yeah. And it's like, that's fair. Yeah. When I've got a shelf of DVDs, because I still buy loads of DVDs because they're £1 and it's like, I've never seen that. And it's like, well, here's 20 films. Well, I'll put those on the shelf. And then I'll go home and I'll look at the shelf and be like, I don't know what to watch. I should watch another 6 Feet Under. No. Like, let's pick a film.
So talk about the DVD thing.
Go for it.
So every single person I know has got rid of their DVD collection,
Idiots.
apart from me. You and I, we both live in Castlefields, right?
Yeah.
You and I, when Armageddon happens... No, don't... This is my theory. And by the way... I read an article in The Guardian about someone else who agrees with me about this. I've never talked to people about this. But when Armageddon happens, and there's nothing for anyone to do other than obviously battle their houses and make sure the zombies don't get them.
Sure.
We're going to have to entertain our children in the evenings, and we won't have filmage anymore because the Wi-Fi is not going to work. Therefore, we're going to rig up that bicycle. The children are going to get their exercise by powering the DVD player.
I mean...
And you and I are going to be the only traders of DVDs.
What you want? You want DVD? You want Blu-ray?
What you want? I'll give you an egg.
Hey?
I'll give you an egg so I can borrow.
Ooh,
Seriously, I'm not joking. We're going to be...
Barter economy.
We're going to be blockbusters.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Love film. We will be the new love film.
You also say about barricading windows. My office, I've pretty much blacked out my window so that it's a completely blacked out room so I can watch films in my office.
Amazing.
So it's already blacked out. I'm all ready.
You are going to
nice Venetian blind on the outside so it doesn't look scummy when you look from the outside in. No. But on the inside, cardboard, canvas, blocked out.
Yeah. So there you go. So the DVD thing. Although I don't have the covers anymore. I've now got boxes. I don't know how you feel about that. And I've got flip books as well.
I really like a case. I like a tangible box.
I miss them now. I regret it.
Friend of mine gave me hit binders. And I was like, that's wonderful. But there's no sleeves, there's no boxes.
Oh, I've got my sleeves. So every
they're in a
sleeve.
Okay.
Or it has like a it has the front cover.
Yeah.
I've cut out the front cover. Yeah.
Cut out.
I know,
You're an animal.
Then I've got them all.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you still have the film.
I have the film.
Do you still have any of the other old? Do you still have any Laserdiscs? Do you have any videos?
Don't have Laserdiscs. I have kept 2 VHSs.
Okay.
One is the Big Blue, which
Lovely,
is on my list. Oh my god.
You mentioned that the first time we spoke.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jean-Marc Barr, Luc Besson.
Mm.
That's one of them. And the other one is the one that I was going to talk about, which is later
so we'll
on.
save that.
I'll tell you about that in a minute, yeah.
Nice. So I still have my Laserdiscs, but my Laserdisc player packed in about 2 years ago.
That's tragic.
It genuinely is. Because it's really weird things like my copy of The Abyss was the best on Laserdisc. The DVD never touched it, the video never touched it, but the Laserdisc was beautiful. And I was like, but I need my Laserdisc, otherwise I can never watch The Abyss. And then they were saying they were going to release a 4K of The Abyss, but not in the UK because Cameron didn't want to cut the rat scene because they now deem it to be endangering an animal.
No way!
Yeah. So they were going to say, like, unless you cut that scene out, you can't release it in the UK. So he was like, well, go fuck yourselves. So my 4K of The Abyss I had to buy from Germany. But it's still that thing of like, I still have to.
So you're saying that the quality, because I would agree with you, I had 2 Laserdiscs that were my, other than Beauty and the Beast, the original animation, was The Mission.
Oh, yeah.
Which looked incredible on that and doesn't touch it on the DVD.
Yep.
And the other one was Jean de Florette.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
sure.
Weird. Like, why did I have that on there? But that was very of the time.
Yeah, sure.
Very of the time. But they, again, did not touch it.
No,
I agree.
People would say, like, why do you have Laserdisc? And I'd be like, oh, because I like it to be slightly better than video, but not as good as DVD. And they all laugh at that. But then I'm like, but actually, certain filmmakers really gave a shit. And certain films look absolutely stunning on Laserdisc. If you tweak it all in, and if it's CLV instead of CAV and all that nonsense, and you really get it right, they look beautiful. And until 4Ks, like, DVDs didn't touch it, and sometimes the Blu-rays weren't quite right, but the Laserdisc was the nicest thing. But I also like watching films from a specific era, so I don't have a 4K of The Evil Dead. I'll only watch The Evil Dead on my old video.
Oh, I love that.
Because it's like, that's how it should be watched.
God, I love that.
It's a knackered old video.
True.
Yeah.
That's very true.
It's how I want to consume that art form is how it was intended to be consumed.
I kind of really, really regret that we don't have tapes anymore, tape decks.
Yeah.
And because I think that's absolutely true of certain
films.
Certain
albums,
music.
yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because they were made for mass-produced cassette.
The Best of the Police, which definitely sounded different on my Walkman with the, with the tape than it would on anything
100%.
else. But just from nostalgia. So I really get that. That's fascinating.
So yeah. Well,
cool. Sorry, we haven't even touched it.
That's fine. That's fine. You mentioned being 51 this year.
Yeah.
So,
I think, or 52, I can't work it out. But let's just say 51.
50s. Early 50s.
Yeah, man.
Late 40s.
Beautiful. Much better. Hi.
What was the first film you saw at the cinema? Because 50 years ago to the cinema.
So
there's been some absolute bangers out there.
I've got two memories of my first cinemas experiences. One is Spy Who Loved Me, where the entire family, including like neighbours, so like I reckon the whole village was in the front,
right? Nice.
Like in the first kind of 4 rows, and we all went to see it at Berkhamsted at this beautiful cinema that we used to go to when we were little, and it's like Art Deco, very cool. But I remember that kind of like it being every age group there, and
gotcha.
I loved that.
Yes,
I loved that, and that iconic scene where he's with the Union Jack parachute.
Yeah.
I love that. Nobody does it better. And then the other one is E.T. So those two are the kind of seminal moments for me at cinema. And E.T., the reason that it's the one I remember the most is because I was crying so hard, the snot was running down my face so hard, and I was crying out loud that someone told me to shut up. I haven't done the maths on it. I haven't done the maths
because that's
how
mid 80s.
Yeah. So I was probably is it mid 80s?
Early 80s.
Early. So I was born in 74. So I might have been
under 10,
7.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I just remember like it was the first film where I was just like
the emotions hit you. Yeah.
I could not stop crying. So
I was terrified of that film.
Really? I remember being scared.
Yeah.
Very scared. And
the outhouse and going through when he was all grey.
It's very eerie.
Yeah.
I don't understand the nostalgia of that film as much as other people do. It is a much more sophisticated film than, But then I do think viewing in the 70s and the 80s for young people, for little people, was completely different to now.
Yes.
Like, we did watch sophisticated films. We watched films that were totally inappropriate. We watched films that, So you asked me, I thought the question, what was the kind of film that you watched over and over again when you were little? So obviously, the big thing that happened in my childhood was the corner shop where the VHS, the video store. Yeah. Right? So that happened for me for the first time when we were about 7.
Perfect timing.
Right? And that's this thing about kind of watching a film over and over again. That was that gold dust in your hand. Yeah. You would rent it and you would watch it over and over again. So many times. So the early ones were things like Grease, stuff like that, and that literally the village would come over and watch it with you because you want to get them
get your most out of it. Yeah.
But for me, I've got 2 like core films as a child that we watched: Police Academy.
Okay.
I mean, it's so unsophisticated. But and the other one is a film called The Money Pit.
Oh, with Tom Hanks and
the drag queen, and I can't remember her name.
She was in Cheers.
Yes.
Diane. Who was Diane in Cheers?
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It is not Shelley Long. Is it?
I was going to say Shelley something. It might be Shelley Long. Yeah.
Anyway,
I love that film.
So there's that moment where he stands on the rug, and he goes to the floor, and he's not. Anyway, I just don't remember watching films like that now. Like crying so hard that your tummy muscles hurt. And I don't know if it's because I've got older brothers and sisters. So I was with teens.
You sure? Yeah, you were shown.
And then young, so I was much younger. But that absolute crying with laughter, like those films, I don't feel like I've watched a film in the last 20 years that has done that. And I don't know whether it's a time in cinema or whether we've seen so much comedy or whether... But there was
things just aren't as funny to people anymore. Like
I don't know.
I don't know, because I rewatched... This only feeds into what you're saying, but I rewatched Police Squad recently and was in hysterics.
Okay.
But it's, like I said, it's something of a time, it's of its own thing. And then I go and watch something that's a comedy now, and you might get a couple of chuckles. The closest I got was the new Naked Gun film.
Which I haven't seen yet. Which
actually funny.
And I was quite interested about this. I think they missed a trick with the new Naked Gun because they put it at a 15.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Did they?
Yeah. And so they've missed out on a whole audience of 12 plus. And so my friend's kids, the reason I know that is because my friend's kids got turned away from it the other day. And I thought that was really odd.
To be honest as well, watching it, there's not that many jokes in it that I would say are out of line. But like again, a 12A would do it.
That goes back to that thing with films in the 80s, which nobody considered what age group it was appropriate for. We just watched
18 was the only one where, like, if you were putting on an 18, your parents would be like, why have you watched an 18?
Yes. But apart from that...
Unless you're watching it with us, in which case we don't care.
Anything.
Yeah.
You know.
It was the Wild West. Because you would just you'd go over to someone's
was.
house and their dad would have a load of films and you'd be like, what's this Terminator film?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, just put it on, it's fine.
My parents took me to the cinema at 11 to watch Fatal Attraction. I think we were on like a boat going to Denmark and they were like, oh, that's
lovely bit of film, that'll be good.
Actual.
Don't look at that bit.
Yeah. No, they didn't even do that. I mean, they're ridiculous.
My mum and dad my dad didn't, but my mum was, if she saw something coming up, so Terminator 2, we all watched as a family, only because you'd rent the kids' film and the adult film.
Yeah.
We'd watch the kids' film together.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're going to watch our adult film.
Right.
And then, if it gets a bit late, boys go to bed. And the bit where Arnie's like cutting his skin off, Mum would just go like, look away, boys. And she didn't police that. It was just, I've done my bit. I've told you to look away. And like a good little boy, I look away. And then Louis, my brother, was just like, dead eye in the screen, like, yeah, all right then.
Brilliant.
So, but that was it. That was all you got told, like, look away now.
Love that.
Or if they had to explain one of the adult jokes, they'd just sort of go like, oh, it's just an adult joke. It's like it's too much effort to explain to you what that means, and it's like okay, but you just watched it.
Yeah,
but Fatal Attraction's an odd one too.
I mean, that was really hard. I mean,
that feels like a grown-up film, not just an adult film. If that makes sense.
Oh my god,
you know what I mean? It's like
concepts of it, everything. It's not
themes,
and it's really dark.
Yeah,
boiling rabbits and really really hot sex. I mean, it wasn't like
what else is there in life?
And a shooting at the end. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's it was quite for X-rated film.
Well, yeah. Was that your first?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, it probably was my first. And is Fatal Attraction an 18?
Yes.
It must be,
yeah.
So my favourite story, I think it was my first, my choice to watch.
Right.
Was, I was really quite a pretentious early teen film watcher. And
all the best ones are.
Betty Blue.
Okay.
I asked my parents to give me the VHS of Betty Blue for my 14th birthday.
Jesus Christ.
Which I then obviously watched and enjoyed thoroughly. And thought I was very sophisticated watching, French film. And but obviously the opening scene, which by the way has been watched by my brother probably more than any VHS, so it's probably tired out by now.
Yeah.
But that film I watched, and it was on the side in our family home, and the VHS tape disappeared. And I was like, where the fuck is this film? And I thought maybe one of my brothers
taken it upstairs.
Nice little,
taking it for a ride.
They hadn't, about 4 years later,
Yeah.
I was going through looking for some loose change, shall we say, say in my dad's study,
Just seeing what
in
there
a
is.
cupboard,
Yeah.
and found the copy of the Betty Blue, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, turns out my parents had sat down and watched it and realised that it was a very inappropriate film for
But
their
4 years later?
14, found it 4 years later. 14-year-old. No, they'd obviously found it 2 weeks after.
Oh, 2 weeks,
No,
okay.
Yeah, so they'd found the tape.
Yeah.
They'd put it in the cupboard after obviously watching it and thoroughly enjoying it.
Horses out there.
That's absolutely not what Samantha is going to be watching. And then I found this in the cupboard next to our favourite, most well-worn copy of recorded Young Ones that my brother...
Oh, nice, yeah.
10 years age gap between my eldest brothers and my youngest brothers. So
Okay.
age 6, 7... The Young Ones was like
Perfect
our
viewing.
favourite programme. And then my parents had actually looked at the Young Ones and gone, that's completely inappropriate for us to watch as well.
You shouldn't be watching things like this.
And I just love this because, so Betty Blue, is my other VHS that I still own.
Lovely.
The one I don't have is the copy of the Young Ones, which I'm so sad about. I know it's not film, but it had the lovely stickers on it. The little stickers that said "Do not record."
Yeah.
Never record over this. The rainbow stickers on it from the bit that nobody ever used.
Mm-hmm.
And I still wish I had that because I'd make a piece of art. I would literally have that in a little box.
Also,
frame.
the ads that would be on it. Like, that's the thing that I miss on...
Well, not on...
BBC.
No, BBC.
Of course.
So it wouldn't be on there. But
No,
the beginning credits are, and I always love the beginning credits, those things. But yeah, I agree with the ads. Anyway, so that's my first X-rated movie. It's a very good film.
Sure.
And I have to say, the soundtrack is amazing as well. Very amazing. So I would say that's my first recommendation.
That's a bold one to have as a young age as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've mentioned two things like Betty Blue and Fatal Attraction, but what was the first film you watched that you considered grown-up?
My God, but this is so... I mean, I've got so many on here.
Go for it.
Really
List
annoying.
them off.
Okay, so, I was trying to work out, like, when you say grown-up, like, what that means, because I've got kind of a whole series of films that I discovered that I think are... exemplary films that made me think about cinema like an art form. Do you know what I mean? When you watch something and you go, that's
the difference between a movie and a film.
Definitely. And a couple of them are really like generic, obvious ones. So for me, the first time I watched Lawrence of Arabia, I still watch that probably once every couple of years. And it's
recently got the 4K of it. I love it.
Oh my God, wow.
Yeah.
But the cinematic.
Stunning. I love that film.
There's something about it. It's epic. It's gorgeous. It's Sunday afternoon. It's really comforting.
Bingo. It's under a blanket.
And I feel like that's a grown-up film.
Yeah.
And then the other one, which I definitely made me go, I'm a grown-up. This is cool. As a genre, cinema is incredible. And it was actually showed to me aged, I think I was about 18, and it was showed to me by a friend who was studying film. Is A Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay.
And for me, that film, it was the idea that everything was shot in the same place.
Yeah.
It was the idea that that something could run, a scene could be running for that long. Like as a kind of craft.
Yes.
For me, amazing.
It's theatre on film at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it was about thinking about direction and thinking about that whole like cinematography in a different way, but also pace. Everything about it was more about it being a grown-up film, watching something that wasn't just, I don't know, entertainment.
Sure,
And the third one was The Constant Gardener. So, which is...
it's quite late.
This is a completely different thing because this is about performance and watching thing is, I'm 51, but I still don't think I'm a grown-up. Don't forget that. No, us Gen Xers will never feel like we're grown-ups, ever.
Fair.
So, there's something about The Constant Gardener. There's a pace and a thing about performance in that film that blew my mind. and I don't know what it is. I would absolutely recommend going and watching it again. And I haven't watched it for a long time. It's something that sat with me.
Okay.
There's a scene where she's just in the bath.
It's Le Carre, though, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't it Fiennes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I also think is...
And Rachel
Weisz.
And it's just a lovely paced film.
I think everyone knew that Fiennes was wonderful, but that film, I think, is the reason everyone thinks of him as the actor he is now.
Right.
Because everything leading up to there, he was doing great bits.
Yeah.
But from that film onwards, I think everyone went like, oh, he might be our guy for...
It's how they talk to each other in the film.
Okay.
It's like it's not a film. I can't really explain it. There's something about it.
I feel bad that Weisz didn't get more
out of that.
like that. Because when she was with Aronofsky, she was doing, The Fountain and some more interesting roles, kind of. But then she did About a Boy, and she's great in About a Boy, and I love About a Boy as a film.
Yeah.
But it didn't go anywhere after that with her.
The Mummies?
Yeah, she's beautiful in that.
Yeah. But I do think...
And when I say beautiful, I mean beautiful performance-wise as well.
Yeah.
As well as.
But I don't know if she has gone off to have babies and that's why she kind of fell out of things. I don't know. But I do...
She went off and married Daniel Craig. Why wouldn't
she did, yeah. But I do think... Yeah, I just think that for me is like a grown-up film in a different way to the kind of classics. Right, so I was trying to find a film that kind of meant something that just made me go, thought differently. Yeah, really thought differently.
Well, it's interesting. You've hit all three categories. I think when people say, like, "Oh, what do you mean by grown up?" Some people are like, "It's the first time it's a film, not a movie." Other people go like, "Oh, is it something like Fatal Attraction? Because I'm not meant to watch it. As a kid, I should watch it as an adult." And then other people have gone, "It's a film that made me reconsider something."
Yeah.
And I think all of those answers are correct when it's the first one that made you feel grown up. And Dog Day Afternoon is another one that, considering when it came out, the themes it's covering, the themes it's covering are relevant today. It's that, and I think it's Pacino's best performance, I'd say. Maybe that or Serpico. Maybe Cruising. He's very good in Cruising. But they're films that just I don't think they get made anymore.
Definitely not.
And I think it's because
what's really interesting is that adolescence thing. Like the way they've shot that over the whole thing. There's quite a lot of that, isn't it?
Yes.
When the film kind of...
I will say that adolescence thing, I didn't want to like it. No, I really didn't want...
I didn't actually.
But I loved it.
Yeah,
when I watched it. Yeah. When I first heard about it, I was like, oh, well done. One shot, that's a gimmick. And then I put it on. And I watched the first part and I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to watch all of this now. And I watched all of it in one hit.
But I think, but you're right. I think there's the tone of it, the performance of it, the shot, like the pace again, like it's unique. Yeah. It is a very unique film.
And I think Dog Day is similar in that way. It's a very unique... I still yell Attica. Like every now and then, just whenever anyone's kicking off, I'm just like, Attica!
And I love that!
No one ever knows what I'm yelling that for. So what film holds a special place in your heart?
The Family Stone, which is a bit...
The Family Stone?
Oh, mate. Diane Keaton. It's not an old film. It's probably about, do you know what? I don't even know what year. It's probably 20 years old. Yes, it is. Oh my God, it is 20 years old because there was something about it being 20 years old.
Okay.
So it's about a gorgeous family at Christmas, and it's everything about slightly dysfunctional, gorgeous brothers and sisters. The mother is Diane Keaton, who is my absolute favourite actress in a kind of... She manages to be herself and yet do a performance that is so wonderful in everything she does.
My friend worked on the Graham Norton show and she said, do you want to come and watch it? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it was the episode where it was Diane Keaton, Kevin Bacon, Michael Fassbender.
I'm going to cry.
And there was a point where she says like, "Oh, I love kissing people," and she like gave Fassbender a kiss, gave Kevin Bacon a kiss, and she looked at the audience, went, "Who else wants a kiss?" And I went to put my hand up, and Kirsty was like, "No," and I was like, "You're going to deny me kissing Diane Keaton?"
Well, you're now the closest I've ever got to Diane Keaton because she's my style icon.
It hit me hard when she passed.
I really adore her.
I was not expecting her to have gone.
Actually, I'm really glad I found a film you haven't watched.
Yeah.
I'm really chuffed about that. It's everything that a Christmas movie for me is about without being a Christmas movie, and it's not about Christmas at all. No. It's just about Claire Danes is in it. Who else is? There's loads of really cool people in it. Not Owen Wilson, the other brother.
Luke.
Yeah. He's in it. He's a bit of a stoner in it, and he's gorgeous. It's just a brilliant film, and Sarah Jessica Parker's in it, and she is.
I do like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Absolutely phenomenal in it.
She doesn't get enough comedy roles, in my opinion, because she is a very funny woman.
I went to see her and Matthew Broderick in that play in London that they did. Last year. They did this amazing. It's like a 3-parter. I can't remember the name of the playwright. That's really going to annoy me. I'll come back to you. Mm-hmm. But her comedy timing on stage was extraordinary, and they were so good together.
I forget that they've been together for what, like 30, 40 years or something stupid, and it's like, those two must be.
Well, she got the Golden Globe, didn't she?
Did she?
She got a Golden Globe, one of these, you're an amazing person.
Oh, nice. I think that's fair.
Or was it Critics' Choice? I can't remember. Anyway,
either way, I think it's deserved.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And her performance in The Family Stone is amazing.
Did you ever see her on the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, the Jerry Seinfeld thing? Everyone always picks, Lamborghinis or like really nice old Porsches or whatever. She chose this huge old like station wagon from the 70s where she was like, this is the car that when we were kids, get it in the back of the station wagon, and the kids are sat like facing each other in the back and everyone's having a great time. And I was like, that's so nice that that's what you've chosen. You've chosen to remember a lovely time, not something that never happened. Remember something that has happened. And it was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's an extraordinary person, I
think.
So Family Stone is my go-to. But then I was also thinking about, this is the bit when I'm struggling about what to choose. Mm-hmm. Because actually, you haven't got a question about kind of teen films. Like our teen, and I feel like that's a really important part of everyone's film history.
Yeah, it is.
And I couldn't decide between, obviously I'm from the Brat Pack era, so, and obviously Breakfast Club is a film that we would watch over and over again. But I think one film that isn't talked about at all is Lesson Zero. That was a really important film for me. A, for the soundtrack, but B, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance in that is, and the book is amazing as well, heartbreaking, but also just it's a brilliant film of its time, of Hollywood, of LA, of the kids in LA.
Young RDJ had such a face that, I mean, I guess knowing his later issues with sort of addiction and stuff, he wasn't having a great time in his head.
No, and because of the whole film is about his addiction, it's a very ironic, and it's so real.
It's so real, and his performance is always so beautiful because he always looked like he was on the verge of tears when he was younger, and you just think like, oh, you fucking weren't you, man? And that's where all of the energy comes in. Yeah. Plus, he was such a fucking handsome man.
Yeah, he really was beautiful.
So, he's still a handsome man, but very differently handsome.
So for me, Lesson Zero, I think, is probably quite a seminal film. And then at the other end of the scale, I discovered David Lynch in my teens, and I was at a boarding school. So obviously it's not film, but it is TV, and Twin Peaks was a huge part of my teen years. Yeah. And something unlocked in my brain when I saw David Lynch. And so we would have to go, our lights out were at 9:00. Yeah. That's when but it started at 10. Didn't it? So we would then creep down the entire year
to the common room.
Creep down to the common room, and we'd all sit on the floor with the TV on watching Laura, and it was amazing. So that was where it kind of his world switched my brain on. And so one of my utter favourite films as a teenager was Wild at Heart.
Oh, I'm so glad that's the one you chose. That's my favourite.
So Blue Velvet,
Blue Velvet's wonderful. It's got some great bits.
I actually didn't really enjoy it.
Fair enough.
But for me, Wild at Heart is just everything about like his brain, their performances, the soundtrack again.
I told Kirsty if I ever find a snakeskin jacket that fits me, I'll get married to you.
That would be
and
amazing.
That's it. And I'd wear the black t-shirt, black jeans, snakeskin jacket. That's how we're getting married.
And I sometimes do a sailor kind of like in my head when I'm walking, where it just make myself laugh. But that was my other teen film.
Nice.
I think.
There's probably some stuff in there with the boarding school. Like, was there ever films that were passed around at the boarding school, or was there anything like that? Because I remember there was. I went to a boarding school for a beat. I went to Bedston College. Which one did you go to?
Yeah. I went to one that's now no longer. It's the old.
Bedston College is closed down.
It's it was a bit like, it was called Whispers, which my father always said sounded like a nightclub.
Yeah, it does.
And it pretty much was.
Okay.
It was St Trinian's. It was amazing.
Okay.
I had the best time at boarding school. I asked to go to boarding school at 9 years old.
Jesus.
And it was brilliant.
I am the opposite. I hated it. Yeah. I didn't. There's a weird.
But you're in a different time to me.
Yeah.
Don't forget. So we weren't like 80s. We weren't parented. My brothers and sisters were 10 years older than me, and I was just like, I needed to be away. We were all grown up before. That's
fair.
So
also, I feel bad because my parents, like, my brother is a little goody two shoes who wants to please them all the time. So he got sent to Highgate. He went to Adams Grammar. Like, he went to really fancy schools.
Right.
And they were like, well, we should do the same for Ted. Right. And what Ted wants to do is paint, watch and make films, and just muck around. I don't really need academia. Yeah. So when they were like, well, let's spend all this money on lovely academia, it's like, you're wasting your money. Yeah, I'm not going to learn anything here because that's not how my brain's wired. Like, put me in a mechanics and I'll learn a lot. Like,
but I'm going to caveat that with one thing which I think people don't think about with these things, which is I absolutely agree with you, and I didn't need academia. I don't think I got any academia at school at all. I don't think so. But I do think that independence and that, I wish I could give that to my kids now.
Yeah, I think...
that kind of slight, like, resilience and that slight, I think our kids are so much younger than they are now.
Yes.
I think that just that experience, even if it does... For me, it taught me how to talk to people.
I don't think kids can do that now.
I don't, not in the same way. My mates always said that, I would meet their parents, and their parents would be like, "My God, we just had the best conversation with Sam."
Yes, same.
And I think that comes from that separation and that.
No, I agree with that. I think that's
the only thing I would say is a good thing.
Sure. I don't think that it wasn't a complete waste, because I definitely learnt things at that school. And also, it sounds bad, but knowing how to deal with people from that society.
Definitely.
Like, I worked in a finance job for 8 years. I despise capitalism. It does not work for me. But now I know how to talk to those people. So it's always like, I know how to deal with people.
If you want to produce a film, you need to be able to talk
I need to know how to talk to the money people. Yeah, that was definitely worth its weight. But it's that thing of just knowing how to interact in different communities and having to talk to people and everything. And kids nowadays, like, just, I don't want to be one of those. I sound like a boomer Gen Xer myself, but like, kids nowadays are very timid. And it's...
Mate, my son's just rung me and asked me, he's baking an egg, do we have any eggs and how do I turn the oven on? He's 17. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
at 17, I think...
Oh my God, he'll kill me, you can't put that in, actually.
Well, I think at 17, I went to New York on my own. It was... Yeah. And I went to New York on my own to go to the filming location of Clerks.
I love that!
And that's what I did,
Oh my God, I love that!
And, like, I don't understand how kids aren't doing that nowadays.
Yeah, I know. It's
grafted fucking hard, borrowed money off mum and dad just because I wanted to go to a small place in nowhere, New Jersey, just so I can go, ha!
Absolutely.
Love that. And that's it.
Yeah, I love that. I had a baby instead.
Yeah, that's pretty grown up.
That was grown up, yeah.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought watching Betty Blue would make you have a baby that young?
Yeah. So,
what's your controversial opinion on a famous film?
Oh, I've been
Favourite
racking my
question.
brains.
Favourite
I've
question.
really been racking my brains about this one.
Yeah?
Forrest Gump is a bit shit. Okay, so, and I will lay out my case.
Go on.
I think it's just so fucking saccharine and a bit... So this is not even something that I've decided about later on.
Yeah.
So I watched this film aged, I think I was probably 19 when I watched this film.
94 it came out, yeah.
And so I had a baby in 93. So I'm a pretty hyper emotional person with a baby. I watched it and it actually left me a bit cold, which is really weird because I'm a crier.
You feel it.
I really feel films.
I cried at the end of that film.
I think I cried a bit, but it didn't. I didn't walk out like everyone else. I did not walk out going, "Wow, that was an amazing film." I felt
12
like
Years a Slave was my one of them.
Okay, I feel like the flaws in there's some really big subjects in there.
Yeah.
That are kind of just like washed over.
Yep.
I feel like it was just overly emotional, unfounded. And it irritated me a bit. I don't know why. His performance really irritated me.
Okay.
I loved the woman in it.
Robin Wright.
Yeah. I love her performance. But again, I felt like her background story was kind of just like...
Yeah.
There was a
film
really fucking big story there.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, oh, that's just a bit of... I don't know.
She had it a bit rough.
Yeah. And I'm not... And the thing is, I am no wokey person. And I'm not... So it's not about, oh my God, they haven't treated the Vietnam War well. I just thought it was all a bit stupid. So there you go. So Forrest Gump is a bit shit.
Now... And
I don't think it deserved the Oscar.
What was it up against that year?
And
had he just come off the back of Philadelphia?
So there was something really, really brilliant. It was the year before when he was in the funeral. That was one thing. So that film was so phenomenal for me. And I know it's completely different, but it wasn't, there was another film that was really important that year. And I can't remember what it is. But it is there was another film that should have won that year.
Okay.
We need to... Maybe you can do your research afterwards and put it in. But I don't think it should have won an Oscar.
Now, I watched it recently. I say recently, within the last couple of years. A rewatch as well. Because I had watched his newer one about the one shot in a family home, but over the span of 200 years or whatever.
Oh, how...
So it's...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What's that called? Oh.
I
have to say, I have to say that the same thing happened with the one where he's talking to a basketball on an island.
Castaway.
And the same with the one in the airport. I do find, it's really interesting because actually I really like him because one of my films is, The Money Pit, brilliant. But I just felt like they were very, I don't know. Tom, maybe it's
he's a very his appeal when he was younger was that he was the everyman, but then it became a little difficult to sort of detach. It's called Here, that film. Yeah, it's a bit difficult, and I was saying this to my dad yesterday with Meryl Streep. I came into Meryl Streep's career when she had already done all her hard work and was allowed to just be Meryl Streep.
So your Devil Wear Prada type thing, whereas I'm Kramer's versus Kramer.
Exactly.
Which is, fuck me.
When I went back and rewatched Kramer versus Kramer, I was like, oh, I get it. I was wrong. Meryl Streep's amazing. Because she wasn't just being Streep, which is all I ever saw her being. And I think Hanks is the same. Kirsty doesn't like Tom Hanks because she's like, oh, he's always just the same. I'm like, now he is. Yeah. But there are... that he's not as...
I think I love his comedy acting. I love Big.
Yeah.
I love that performance. And I said, The Money Pit, those early things. I think when he got a bit more he's a serious actor, it just really irritated me.
That's fair enough.
That's really interesting. Because I really like him now. I much prefer him now again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's obviously a thing. But yeah.
You didn't like him in Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah, I loved Philadelphia. Yeah, I did love Philadelphia.
No,
Well
Forrest
done.
Gump, I think...
Well done. Thank you. That was a good reminder.
Forrest Gump is an interesting one because I heard somewhere that in the book, he's a very different person in the book. Like, in the book, he's sort of like this big old lug of a guy with a big old crop of blonde hair, and he's a lot more intelligent.
Oh,
like,
really?
I think he's a bit more switched on with what's going on.
Oh, really?
And in the film, they dumbed him down. Like, it was what are the chances that this would happen to you? But then the writer got so annoyed with the film that he made a sequel novel where the real Forrest Gump meets either Tom Hanks or the film Forrest Gump and kind of like has a go at him and stuff.
Oh my God, I think...
Yeah, now I've got to find that book and read it.
I've got to find that.
So yeah,
that.
when I rewatched it, I thought, this is good. This isn't as good as I remember.
Okay.
Okay. And the last time I watched it before then, I remember when Haley Joel Osment gets on the bus and Hanks just sort of sits there and looks out. I shed a tear and I was like, okay, well done. Like there's been a slow build of emotion. There's the stoic one tear release, and I was like, you've done what you needed to do.
Okay.
Then when I watched it this time, I was just a bit like, that's probably not even your fucking kid. Like I was completely detached from it. I was I don't.
That's kind of how I always was for it, and I would cry because I can literally cry at a tampon advert. But I think for me, it's that kind of like over baked emotion in it.
Yes.
It's like, it's sugar sweet to the point of...
Isn't it
like,
sad?
And it annoys me because there were like 3 or 4 really big subjects in there that are just kind of like, la, 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 watch over that one. And I didn't really get why it was loved like it was.
I think it's all timing. He had just come off the back of, Philadelphia.
And that is an accomplished film and a beautiful story.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Young Denzel. I mean, I'm not going to belittle him. All Denzel is bloody good. But there was such an intensity in young Denzel that it was just like, fucking hell. I was annoyed when I was watching... I watched something with him in recently. And I got annoyed because I was like, I'm never going to be able to make a film with young Denzel. That's annoying. And I was just like,
but also, I want to say that you're talking about 2 men who have... great relationships with their wives. They're good Hollywood families. They're good people. So I think they do come across like good people, and I love that about them.
Yes, I hope
that
they're all... Yeah. The fact that John David Washington came out of like the Hollywood family with Denzel, and he seems like such a nice, normal, calm guy as well. It's like, that's very telling about a parent, I mean, I don't want to, blame parents for what children do, because I don't think that's fair at all. But when you see some sort of like Hollywood kids going off the rails, that does sort of suggest maybe a bit of negligence, or maybe a bit of like left to your own devices.
Yeah, but you can't say that because then you've got to go down the Reiner route.
And that's exactly why I was skirting it, because I was like, normally I would say it is, but with the Reiner one, I just feel like it's
just grim.
That's so horrible, isn't it?
Grim. I reckon that comes to what we've been watching now.
Yes.
Can we share?
Go for it.
I have watched 2 films, and it's on my list. They were on my list. Friendship, Paul Rudd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen it yet.
My God. It's excruciating. It's brilliant.
Okay.
But it's the most painful watch.
Wonderful.
And I think you are going to really enjoy watching it for the pain and the irritation and the, oh my God, it's so uncomfortable.
Nice.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a film that I don't think a lot of people will watch. And I think it's
you're
really...
only the second person who's asked if I've seen it, or not asked if I've seen it, but have mentioned it to me.
And it's simple. Anyway, it's painful. It's not one I'll ever watch again. But I've done it. I did it, and I was pleased I watched it.
I'll add that to the list.
And then the other one is called The Materialist. Just watch that.
Oh, with Dakota and the perfect man. What's his name?
What is his name?
Pedro Pascal.
And again, I love the way it's shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's very...
Sofia Coppola? No.
actually, it probably is. Do you know what? I don't even know who directed it. Do you know what? I don't know. Let's find that out.
I think it is Sophia.
That would make a lot of sense because it's got a lot of... What was her first film?
Virgin Suicides?
Yeah, no, the other one. Sorry, not that one.
That might not have been her first film.
The one with Bill in Japan. The one with
Bill.
Lost
in Translation. Yeah.
So that would make a lot of sense if it is her. Because it is... it's got that lovely, again, quiet contemplation. The shots, it's thoughtful. Like, it's very... I feel like I'm watching cinema, not a movie. Again.
Which,
like,
it annoys me that it has to come... If it is a couple... Because we're still waiting on that information. If it is a couple of film, like, it annoys me that it had to come from a dynasty family. Yeah. That feeling. Because... films do not feel the same way.
Why does that annoy you? I think it's wonderful that has, like, because I think
if it came from other places as well as a dynasty, I'm fine. But because it only seems to come from...
But is that because they are the ones that are able to make those?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, they are quite literally the ones that have the balls and the legacy and the...
Yeah, as soon as you
to
say...
be able to do it because they're allowed to do it.
Big famous name dad is going to back it. It's like, oh, fair enough. Yeah. It's not loading. We'll never know. We'll never know.
I'm going to look now.
Go on then.
It is... It's just, there's a really nice pace to it.
Okay.
I've not loved her. Obviously, I haven't watched The Widow. Is that her film?
No, what's the...
Disaster. What was the one?
The spider... No, Madam Web.
Oh my God. I haven't actually watched that.
No.
I feel very sorry for her. I don't know.
She signed up to it.
Yeah, but it's just been so badly bombed.
Yeah.
I really liked her performance in it. I think it's a really gentle performance.
I also really like her.
I presume that the book is incredible because the story is just really on point.
Right.
It's a really lovely... And it's kind of one of those films where, again, I don't know if I'd watch it again. It's a lovely... It was just a very nice yarn. It's a nice story, like him as a performance. But it's those films that kind of slow you down a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the bit of cinema that... So I go back to the original thing, which I said to you, which is I want to thank you for those are the films I haven't been watching.
Oh, excellent.
That's the big
films,
point.
Things to make you sit and watch. Yeah.
I'm not watching the movies. You know, I haven't watched Mission Impossible with my husband yet. I haven't watched. You know, I have had to watch Wicked #2 about 8 times, which nearly fucking killed me.
I won't even watch any of that.
I wouldn't. But that's the bit that, you know, and then I've been watching some cool stuff too with kids, like Percy Jackson. I've really watched that again recently. Really
K-pop Demon Hunters, how many times have you seen that?
Probably about 25.
I like to blast the soundtrack of that out of my truck so that when everyone sees my truck, they're like, oh, it's one of those guys. And I'm like, nope, I'm your little soda pop. That's what I'm listening to.
Excellent. I love that. Let's just find out. What am I saying?
When it comes to Money Pit, wasn't Money Pit a remake of Mr. Spaulding Builds His Dream House?
I have no idea.
Is it Mr. Spaulding?
I don't know. That's brilliant.
I think it's an old Cary Grant film.
Oh, and Chris
Mr.
Evans
Blanding
as well. What's it
Mr.
called?
Blanding Builds His Dream House.
I've never ever heard that was it, and I will. Oh, it's not Coppola. Celine Song, her name is. So
Celine Song.
Never heard of her.
No, but I bet she's done something that we all know.
Maybe. It's so just going back to that one, I didn't think it was a romantic comedy. That was something else. I've just read that. It says it's a romantic comedy. I don't think it was that funny at all.
I thought you were like, there's no romance in it.
No,
but
no, there is romance. There's lovely romance, but it's not particularly funny.
Remember, comedy also just means it has a happy ending.
Oh, okay. Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
In terms of
if a film has a happy ending, it's technically a comedy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is that actually a thing?
My mum told me it when I was younger, and I thought that's a horseshit. And then someone else said it recently somewhere else, unrelated to my mum whatsoever, and I was like, oh, okay. So.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that's a film school thing.
You'll never catch me quoting film school.
I think that that's a real cop-out, isn't it? Because comedy is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, it has a happy ending, and it's... But it just brings up some really, really interesting points about the modern world and dating and, you know, how any of you...
Which I don't know how...
do any of you, like navigate your way through this in, like, with these horrible... Like, you don't get your meet cutes. You don't get the sitting at a bar, meeting someone, snogging their faces off when you're shit-faced, and then, you know,
the good
regretting
stuff.
It the next day. And
the
then,
good stuff.
You know, all that stuff, you're not getting that anymore.
I met Kirsty 10 years ago, and I met her because I knocked on her door because we were neighbours, and I'd only ever known her through bumping into her in the street, bumping into her on the tube, all that kind of stuff. And I knocked on the door. I've never had a dating app. I don't understand how they work or what they do, because to me, it's like, why would I want to randomly meet someone off my phone when I would rather meet someone in a location that I also want to be in? There's a mutual understanding, mutual interest. Like if we're at the cinema or a gallery or something, it's like, oh, we got a shared thing. Let's start talking. But I think that goes back to that independence of going to a school, and it's...
I think that's really sad. So this story is all about, you know, she's a matchmaker. And it's actually a big business.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was a thing. Did you know about that?
I thought matchmakers had died ever since like Tinder and things came up.
Yeah, me too. It's a bit like...
And I bet Tinder's not even a thing anymore.
High-end luxe version of...
Like Raya.
That, yeah, but physically. So she's like a, you know, like, oh my God, my brain's gone dead. This is what happens with the menopause at 50.
And then I must have got the menopause already.
You know, it's a bit like some kind of recruitment consultant
for
a dating person. And that's kind of the premise of the story. But it just brings up some really interesting things about how what people want out of life. And, you know, I'm at a stage now, I've got quite a few friends who are in their 50s who just, you know, either are divorced or separated or whatever, and finding a new partner is really, really hard. But then you've got that kind of the 30-somethings who are desperate for a partner.
I'm pleased I got my divorce before 30.
40-somethings, say that again?
I'm pleased I had my divorce before I was 30.
Yeah, I wish I had mine. The 40s were then, the 40-year-old men or 50-year-old men won't date 40-year-olds. They're only interested in 30-year-olds. It's all a bit, I don't know, it says a lot about society. It says a lot about what's important is, you know, and the bottom line, you know, the difference between what you need and what you want out of life and actually love. And that actual real thing of, you know, chemistry and, you know, it's just a really interesting...
Well, I think I always see it with my friends now that they don't consider their partners their best mate. And to me, I'm just like, how? I don't understand that. Like, why would your partner not be your best mate? Because that's meant to be your partner in crime. That's meant to be your guy, you know? I don't understand it. And they're just, that horrible realization that actually, no, they just wanted a mother.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
That's big.
And you're just like, ooh, boys.
Ooh,
like
that is big.
That's not good. They're like, well, you know, she's good with the kids and she keeps the house all nice. And it's like, what is this, the fucking 50s?
Wow, that's very old school.
I like my partners to call me a cunt and, you know, expect me to pick up my share of the house because we're buddies. We're in this together. But I don't know. Some people are not.
So yeah, that's me. That's film. And I've got a massive list now, and I'm really, really excited.
What's the plan for tonight? What's the film for tonight?
So I've got to go to a private view tonight, but then after that, hang on, where's my films? Here
private view, then a private function.
I haven't watched The Brutalist.
Nor have I.
So I'm quite interested in that.
You know, Lowell Crawley, who's a cinematographer,
yeah,
born in Shrewsbury, grew up in Powys.
Shut up.
Yeah. Did 4 Lions as well, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, well that's going top of the list. And then the other one is One Battle After Another.
Loved that film.
Did you?
Loved it so much.
Yeah, I think those. And then I've got 2 ones on there that are older. Jay Kelly, which I'd never ever heard of.
Oh, that was last year. It's not
was
that
it
old.
only last year? Oh, I thought it was
Clooney and Sandler, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. Someone was talking about it the other day. And
my dad said that the making of is very good, maybe better than the film.
Okay. And then, hang on, one more. Let's go one more. I'm going to see Hamlet next Friday.
Okay.
So I'm very, very excited about that.
So I, for ages, thought Hamlet was a bit of a Son of Rambo situation where it was a kid putting on a performance of Hamlet, and it was called Hamnet. And I told this to my buddy, and he was like, "Oh, mate, no, that's not what it is." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I like Mescal and Buckley, so..."
That's very funny.
I might be more into it now.
And there's another one called The Baltimoreans that apparently is very good.
The Baltimoreans?
Yeah. I want to watch that. I don't know anything about that one. What else on my list? This is quite exciting. The Secret Agent is on there.
Mm-hmm.
Sentimental Value is on there. Obviously, Marty Supreme. Sinners, meant to be brilliant. Begonia.
Loved it.
Sorry, Baby.
You don't have to be.
Weapons.
Yeah.
No?
You can put that one a bit lower.
Okay. Oh Hi.
Haven't seen that one.
Okay. Relay.
Haven't seen that one.
Together.
I want to see that one.
Code 3.
Haven't seen that one.
The Threesome.
Haven't seen that one.
Splitsville.
Haven't seen that one.
The Secret Agent.
Mm.
The Mastermind. No Other Choice. Train Dreams. Quite old, apparently. Don't know how.
Don't know that one.
Okay, I'm going to send you this list.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research. But that is exciting me because it means that, trying to do a couple of weeks after I've done Wicked 3 again.
I used to do an opposite at film school and stuff, where me and my buddies would spend all day learning about Italian neorealism or French New Wave or French Extreme New Wave, and you'd watch all of these films and you're like, I am fucking drained. And then I'd be like, do you want to come to mine and we'll watch Pacific Rim and Alpha Papa?
Brilliant.
And we'd be like, yes, fucking... And then you'd watch nonsense. And I think sometimes you just have to do it the other way as well.
I absolutely think one doesn't... You can't do one without the other.
No.
You absolutely... And I hate film snobs. That is something that really, really irritates me because, like
you don't know what you're missing.
You laughed slightly when I said Police Academy in a way that you're like, fucking hell, where are we starting this? But there is such a time and a place for ridiculousness.
Yes.
And shit film. And,
yes.
And
I love shit films.
Oh, me too. I love a shit film.
I cannot get enough of shit films. And last night I watched a Belgian film called Calvaire, which is The Ordeal, and it's one of the...
Yes.
Yeah. And then I chased that with the cinematic experience of Wild Wild West. And I just thought, I've watched something like that. Now I'm just going to watch Wild Wild West.
Oh, that's another film that I think people don't talk about enough, is the original Westworld.
Oh, the Michael Crichton.
Yeah.
Oh, and he didn't direct
the
it.
original. I don't know who directed. I don't even know anything.
Crichton wrote it. Michael Crichton wrote it, but I don't know who.
The original of that,
with Yul Brynner.
I love that film. I love that film. I think that is and Young Guns. Oh my god, that's a good one.
Not corrected at all.
Oh my god.
Young Guns.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about westerns.
Fair, yeah.
I love that film and Butch Cassidy.
Butch Cassidy is excellent.
Oh my god, I could talk to you for hours and I've got to stop.
Do you?
To do some work.
Do we?
Yes,
no.
I've got to do some work.
All right.
That is the best fun ever.
Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoy watching more films.
Thank you, darling.
And yeah.
And it's nearly 11:11.
Jeez.
So make a wish. No, the time with Dick, not.
All right.
Okay.
This has been a Lovable Road Productions podcast. Thank you to everyone that listened. If you want to help out your life in film, then download it, like it, share it, and give the pod a follow. I didn't realise till starting this that a download is the way they measure success and not just a listen. So, listening means nothing. Make sure you check out my guests on their socials, which will be in the description of the episode. Take a look at my letterboxd. I've made a list of all the films that have been mentioned on the pod. There's fucking hundreds. So you can find some good films there. There is some good ones. There's some fucking weird ones, and I love them. Quick shout out to some of the podcasts I'm listening to. Caliber 9 from Outer Space. That's Robin Joe's. That's really good. And then The Villain Was Right. That's a great fun. Check that out. If you really want to be a mensch, give me that money. There's a link in the description. It'll explain it all. But a download and a share is excellent, and I actually appreciate that a lot more than you'd think. We currently have no sponsors, but I am open to them. I'll shill anything. I don't care. This has been a Lovable Rogue production. Thank you for listening.